welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be attempting to write an algorithm for the Freecodecamp challenge titled Space Week Day 2 Exoplanet Search. So the problem says, for the second day of Space Week, you are given a string where each character represents the luminosity reading of a star. Determine if the readings have detected an exoplanet using the transit method. The transit method is when a planet passes in front of a star, reducing its observed luminosity. Luminosity readings only comprise of characters 0 to 9 and A to Z, where each reading corresponds to the following numerical values. Characters 0 to 9 correspond to luminosity levels 0 to 9. Characters A to Z correspond to luminosity levels 10 to 35. A character is considered to have an exoplanet if any single reading is less than or equal to 80% of the average of all readings. For example, if the average luminosity of a star is 10, it would be considered to have a exoplanet if any single reading is 8 or less. And then we have some tests there that you could use to test your algorithm. So I'll get started. I think I'll be using JavaScript for this. So just to explain what I've done here, I've firstly defined an array of um, letters of the alphabet in lowercase from A to Z, and this is so that I can reference each item using its index number and assign a value to it. You'll see what that looks like shortly. And then I've defined a variable total equal to 0, and then I've just looped over the input string, and we just have a condition here to check if the item is a number, and then we can just sort of add that number to our total. Since it's already a number, it's a relatively straightforward um, maths equation. And for values that are not a number, this is where that alphabet I previously created comes in handy. So I can just add 10 to it because our condition was values from 0 to 9 will represent 0 to 9, and then the alphabetic characters will represent 10 to 35. So that's why I've added 10 to this um, addition. And then after getting the total, I then just divide that total by the total number of characters of the input string, and then we can find 80% by multiplying that with 0.8. And then I've just made this conditional or boolean value that returns true if any value within the input string is less than or equal to 80% as defined by this variable. Otherwise, it just returns false. I think a good practice would be to insert a way for um, just to validate our input and ensure that it's indeed a number or a string. So, for example, um, let's just do that. If um, type of readings is not equal to number or can we should we throw an error? Let's throw an error. Um, Actually, the input should just be a string. We don't care if it's a number, right? Because we're going to be looping over this string. So yeah, I think that's just one last thing I could do. Um, let's put that inside the Freecodecamp editor and test it out. Oh, seems like I've gone offline there. Give that a sec. And that's my JavaScript solution for this challenge. I've linked the solution in the description below, as well as a link to this specific challenge. Thanks and have a good day.